Nate Kelly. So good thing we're going to get him on. Nate, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Nate, you put a great season together so far, but that starts in the off season and what you're doing outside of matches. So, maybe give us a little bit of insight on what you do and what you focus on during the off season to prepare for what you've had done here so far in this season.
So in the summertime, I play summer tournaments. They can range from anywhere from being down in West Virginia to in Pennsylvania. But in the wintertime, I go to a lot of indoor facilities, just work on my ball contact and making sure that I stay loose. So when summer comes back around, I'm able to be at my full uh, movement. I could be able to swing it nice and smooth.
When you are preparing for a match and getting ready during the week and going through practice, what is the one thing you focus on most, or the part of your game that you really want to make sure is tightened up before you get ready to compete?
Putting for sure. It's always been putting. Ever since I've been a kid, I've always been haven't been the best putter, and it's quite odd because my dad and my grandfather, they're both the best putters I know, and I never really got the mojo from them. So I've been working on my putting stroke ever since I was a little kid.
You talked about playing in Pennsylvania and West Virginia in the offseason. Those are some very difficult and hilly courses that you play in with a lot of different terrain, a lot of up and downhill lies. How much do you think that helps you when you get back to the Youngstown area, playing in a lot of courses that sometimes have some flat lies? It probably helps out a lot.
I think it helps me be more diverse. When these tournaments and sectionals and districts I play, I'm going to play Eagle Sticks on Monday, and it's a very hilly course, and it could be wet, it could be cold, just a lot of conditions, but it's for sure hilly. And so all those hills, it helps me learn what I need to do different. So if the ball's below my feet or above my feet, I can just go back to a round where I hit a shot and I liked it and I felt and it felt good.
We talked about the parts of your game that you try to focus on the most and work on the most. What's the best part of your game? What do you think is your biggest strength out there on the course?
I don't think if there's one thing that I love to do the most, it's for sure hitting iron shots. I feel like there's nothing better in golf than hitting just a smooth iron right onto the green. But I got a new driver, and that's really helped me. My dad and I, we've collaborated on it. We worked on it, so that's helped me a lot. Keeping the ball in play, really, it's all that matters. You don't have to hit it 300 yards, but as long as it's in the fairway.
Talk about your dad being a big influence on your game. Outside him, who are some mentors that you go to maybe when you're having a difficult round or you need to work on a few things?
It always starts with my dad, then my grandfather, who's really helped me when my dad, he can't be there, which is not a lot. He's always there, but my grandfather. And then I just got a lesson maybe a couple weeks ago by Ted Ossoff up at Valley Golf in Columbiana, and he's one of the best around. I'd say one of the best in Ohio even.
We just got done talking with Brian Tolnar, and we were talking about sectionals, and he had a lot of great things to say about you. I know he's seen you play multiple times with the greatest golfer down there at Mill Creek, but he was bringing up the conditions that we might see for sectionals. As we get into October, it gets colder, it might get wet, it might get windy. All those conditions, which one is the one that you're hoping never happens? Like, which one is the one that you would think is the hardest to golf in? Is it the rain? Is it the snow? Is it the cold, the wind? Which one is the hardest for you?
Knock on wood that this doesn't happen at districts, but windy. I don't really like wind, a whole bunch of wind, which at districts, I don't really like wind. It was at sectionals, it was pretty windy, but I feel like rain is okay as long as I bundle up. That's all that matters. And just the wind, yeah. If it's into you, if it's not with you, it's you have to calculate it a lot.
Yeah, how do you change your gameplay? When you're playing a wind like that, is it like hitting a lot of stingers, trying to keep the ball low, getting out of the wind? How does your gameplay differ from when it's a nice 80-degree sunny day between when it's rainy and windy?
When it's windy and rainy, my dad always told me this. He always says the club up. So I don't really try to affect the ball as it going higher or lower. I just take a little bit more club to it.
Everyone has a different style on the golf course. Are you more aggressive or more conservative, or do you think there's times when you're both?
I would say I'm a little bit of both, but it also depends on how it is in the day, if it's windy, if it's rainy, and where I'm playing at. There are a lot of courses like my home course. If you're aggressive, you could put yourself in a lot of trouble, and it could lead to high scores.
Being such a great golfer in this valley, I'm guessing that you've been able to connect with a lot of other greatest golfers, I guess you could say, around this area. Who are some of the people that you've kind of looked up to and, maybe have modeled your game after a little bit?
Well, the first person I would say for sure, I just met him 2 years ago. His name's Chaz Zakoniak out of Struthers. He super fun, cool. Then down in Indian Creek, I just played with him, Noah Tweedy. He's young, and I feel like I'm helping him out a lot, but in turn, he's helping me. And then Luke Eister, he's playing college golf at Notre Dame, and he's really helped me too.
Who's someone you haven't gotten to play with yet that you would love to play around in golf with?
I would have to say the guy that runs Greatest Golfer, probably Todd Franco. He's a super cool guy, and he's pretty funny. And when he and I, we talk a lot, we get connected, and we'd have a really fun time.
All right. If you went to golf with Todd Franco, what's your go-to course? What are you picking around this area?
Well, if we're playing a match, I'd have to take him to Mill Creek. But if we're having fun, I want to see him go low. We probably go somewhere like Beaver Meadows, or if we get the chance, I'd love to play the Lake Club. It's a super difficult course, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah. I love the competitive spirit. Well, if that's on the line, let's go to Mill Creek. What's your favorite course that you've ever played?
Avalon Lakes, hands down. We play there every year. I played there every year, 2 to 3 times for the Greatest Golfer in the Northern Ohio PGA. But every time I get to play there, I don't play the best, but it's really hard to have not a smile on your face because it's just a great place.
Everybody's got that favorite club that they go to and say, you know what, this certain club, I hit straight. I know my distance down to a T. For Nate, for you, what is that club? I know you talked about your irons a little bit, being consistent. What is your go-to club in your bag that you know you're going to hit straight and you're going to hit well about 90% of the time?
My 3 hybrid. It's a pretty old club, but I got in my 8th grade year, and this is the second one of the same. But because my sophomore year we played Buckeye round 2, and so I'm on a hole going straight up the hill, and I pull out my hybrid, and I put it down on the ground. I just place it down there, and I feel it. I hear it, and it didn't feel. So then I took a backswing, and as it got to my shoulder, it snapped in half. And to this day, I have the club, but I still have no clue what happened to it.
It wasn't a wood club, was it?
It was not a wood club. But the funny thing is, the following week, I was like, Dad, is there any way we can get another one? He was like, yeah. He went online, he got it. Box came in, and I opened it up, and I placed it down on the ground, and it was a left-handed club.
Oh, that doesn't work. Well, final question I have for you before I let you go. I'm always interested in the mental aspect of golf, because you have to be so mentally strong to be able to come back from a bad shot or a bad hole. What kind of things do you do to keep yourself mentally even through the course of a meet or a match?
Honestly, just having fun. I've learned throughout my years that, we're only this age once, and I'm a senior. I don't have too many more left, so I'm just enjoying every moment. I'm having fun. I'm meeting new people, and normally when I play around the golf, I'm having a good time.
I got 2 questions for you. One, is that a good hat you're wearing there?
It is, in fact, a good hat.
Okay. Solid channel. Love that. Second off, some goals for you for this season. Obviously, you've already accomplished a lot throughout your career, being a first-team All-District honoree last year. And, I think you're going to get that again this year. But, what are some personal goals for you?
Personally, I would like really districts I'd like to advance. That's the dream. The dream is to go down there next Monday, shoot a pretty good round, and make it the states for that'll be my last hurrah.
All right, Nate, we wish the best for you. We're hoping for that. We're rooting for you. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you the best of luck, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Hey, thank you guys.